What's up, everyone? It's the Global Speedrun Association coming at you with more 70-star Division 2 League action. I'm Electric, and we've got m0m0 versus CartoonBuffoon today. Two handsome young men on cam today. You see m0m0 messing around with those tricky triangles. Let's hope that last little practice attempt isn't a sign of things to come. Meanwhile, CartoonBuffoon just death stare at the camera on file select. And let's go ahead and look at these standings. m0m0 in 7th, CartoonBuffoon in 9th. So a really solid win from Cartoon could potentially propel him above m0m0. However, m0m0's mainly looking at trying to get himself all the way up into 4th place with this win, potentially even past JJ for now until JJ has his match later on today. So this should be a pretty exciting one. m0m0 has a lot to lose here, so he's going to want to play as optimally as possible, which ironically, he is on the Japanese version, which will lose him 2 to 3 seconds across this whole run. Let's hope that's not going to be the deciding factor here. And they're off to the races. This is a pre-recorded match, so we will not be getting the runners in for interviews or anything like that. But as confirmation, I see Mr. Noodlebear's chat in chat. This is live commentary, as usual. Always going to be live commentary. Let's get things underway. Yeah, we're going to have CartoonBuffoon's feed up in just a moment here. Skipping ahead, and there we are. Both our players right at the castle. Let's get started with these Lakitu skips. Both of them going for this more beginner-type setup, but m0m0 misses it and going to have to take this 8-second time loss from talking to Lakitu. Now, we used to see, every time we'd see a Lakitu skip fail... Oh, CartoonBuffoon with the repeated pounds. Going to lose a little bit of his initial lead there. But for whatever reason, we've seen runners that miss Lakitu skip in a lot of cases end up winning the race, so we'll see if that ends up being the case for m0m0 today. Now, bomb clip. Cartoon really wants this one to work. A bomb clip fail costs more time than a Lakitu skip fail, so let's see it happen. Oh, jumps a little bit too shallow and just kind of an odd camera angle generally. I believe Cartoon is one of the few runners in our leagues that actually uses GameCube controller instead of N64. And another fail. Oh boy, this is not a great start for CartoonBuffoon. Anytime you have multiple bomb clip fails like that, it undermines your confidence in the entire trick. It seems to work for him now. He's going to go ahead and pick up that star. While m0m0 already on his way to the slide. Let's get those guesses out in chat on his slide time. I think we're going to see a 12-8 from m0m0 and 13 flat from Cartoon. $12-7 both. The guess in the chat. Let's see it happen. Yeah, m0m0's on nice pace for a higher 12. 12-9. Okay, splitting the difference of my two guesses. Let's see if Cartoon also gets a 12-9, at which point my average will at least be correct. Commentator fighting frantically to convince the chat that somehow he has mystical future-seeing powers. At 12-8, so right guess, wrong position, but no matter. We're working our way into Womps now. Let's see what these guys are going to pull out in this stage. I'm thinking we're going to be seeing some standard full cycles, no pro cycle, but I could be surprised. Might even see someone pull out a half cycle. Doesn't lose too much time, and it gives you a lot of leeway. You can make a pretty decent number of minor errors and still make the half. Nice fence clip movement to go up to Owlus from m0m0. And it's good. Very clean. Didn't even have to bop the fence. Let's see what Cartoon's preferred star order is here. Also going to be going for Owlus first. No fence clip movement, though. I think he was going for the fence clip, but just a little bit too far right. Maybe jumped a little bit too late. Oh, the barely fail. And I think he's already at the point of tilt where it's pretty well maximum tilt. Like he's kind of just accepting the mistakes at this point. They're not making him any madder, but they're keeping the tilt. It's like they're locking in the that tilt ratio or however angles work. m0m0 with a nice cannonless. Let's see if Cartoon's cannonless goes as well. And gonna go for OG. Okay. Kind of an interesting decision here. And we now have this fake sync going, both of them grabbing the wild blue star, but one of them has that 16-second cannonless already done. Seems he was fairly tilted from that cannonless mistake, but I mean, he went for OG. Okay, m0m0 with the very comfy half cycle. Get those Peepo comfy blankets out, chat. Yeah, he's going to go for the full setup this time around. Smart decision. I really hope it works for him. Let's see, and it's good. Okay, very nice. m0m0 going to be very comfortably making this half cycle. Unlike the full or even pro cycle, like, you don't have to have perfectly optimal movement really anywhere. If you have really great movement, you'll get to the point m0m0 is at, where you get to the platform as it's adjusting into place. Doing a very nice side flip dive. Very handily, very comfy making that platform. Let's see, CartoonBuffoon also with a very, very comfy coin route. They're going to take the ledge grab there. That's really the defining characteristic of the half cycle is, oh, but ends up missing the jump, not able to get the wall kick to work out for him. He's going to have to take the late cycle now. And he's still able to make it. Okay, that's not losing as much time as it could have. That was almost very bad. The reverse bonk there, but he's already got the red, so he's not bound to any cycle at this point. The time loss is just straight time loss, no future time loss from a cycle miss. Okay, so m0m0 now just with cleaning up. He's going to head to the top of this fortress. He's going to break down the big wump that's up there and rebuild him in a pretty basic-looking spire. I mean, if I were a wump and you killed me, I would want to be built into like a model statue or something, like a marble statue. Commentator getting words confused. I wouldn't want to be built into just a straight-up tower with some really ugly platforms kind of tacked on the side. Just not for me. Maybe there wasn't enough stone there for a marble statue. Who knows? Or maybe the stone that womps are made of isn't really well suited. Chat asking for audio from CartoonBuffoon. They do not realize, however, that we do not have audio directly from the face cams. That was an infuriating mistake from Cartoon. Trying to get to the top of this fortress, but ended up sliding all the way down, taking that weird bonk right on the top there. m0m0, however, going to the top of the fortress for a star. You see, the spire is just ugly, and I have to wonder, where did those windows lead? The big question that I want to know is the windows at the outside of the castle. Where did those windows go to? There's no window inside the castle really anywhere, but there's like 16 windows on the outside of it. Anyway, we're going back into the slide. m0m0 with, I think that was just barely a sub 7 Womps 9. Pretty solid time. Let's see. I think he's going to get a 12-8 this time. A slight improvement on that first one. And Cartoon getting a nice top of the fortress at least. So that should hopefully make up at least a little bit of that tilt. Unfortunately, I did not see that slide time from m0m0, but I'm going to assume he got a 12-8 just like I said. Let's see this wing cap. This star, at this level, it's fairly free. You'll have some time loss, of course, if you miss reds, but these guys make it look a lot easier than it actually is. There are a number of points where you could actually lose the star and have to take a death. Like, reds 3 and 4 are so high up that if you miss them on the first pass, you barely have enough height to try to get them on a second attempt. And you come into this platform with so much speed at the end. I have actually ended up accidentally taking a death to just sliding right off the side of that castle top. And you're sitting there wondering, how did that just happen? How did I just do that? He's really just talking to himself, unless he has someone on a Discord call with them or something like that. Some runners will choose to be on a Discord call with each other or like a couple friends of theirs. But their audio, as far as I'm aware, is not streamed to us. I believe the only... Oh no. Did I curse him? Okay. I didn't see exactly which 2 reds those were, and with how low he was, I was afraid that those were 3 and 4, but able to recover pretty nicely. Kind of an interesting pair of reds to miss. You don't really see those 2 missed a whole lot, although you do typically have a ton of speed going into those, and not getting the jump for the tech skip. Probably hitting A just a little bit too early. You have a pretty big window to jump after hitting the switch, but only after. If you try to jump before, you're just not going to go anywhere with it. m0m0 just going to go ahead and wait out this cycle. He probably knows how much of a lead he has over Cartoon. So just going to play it safe here and take a pretty comfy ending to Dark World. All right, let's see if Cartoon can get a solid Dark World to maybe restore a little bit of confidence in his run. Oh, the burn and falling right off the stage on the second red. Oh, man. Oh, man. Joe, sometimes. It depends on the runner, but if they want to, they'll either have the stream up or they do have the option of joining the Discord call and just deafening their audio so they don't have to like listen to comms the whole time. That could be distracting. That was, oh man, I really feel for a mistake like that. It looked like he was halfway tempted to go for that underside elevator movement like you would do for Shia Cycle, but just kind of backed out of it at the last second, and it just ended up taking that big fall instead. But m0m0's going to be holding on to a pretty sizable lead already really early in the run. Let's see if Cartoon can hopefully make up some time later on, or just generally pull himself together and just not let that lead get in. His ending is a little bit more comfortable than m0m0. And let's see m0m0's sky jump. Taking a pretty big height on that hill there. But good to go. Very nice sky jump attempt, clearing that platform by a pretty decent amount. Ira Sanch, if you're not doing the box rollout and the speed kick, you do have to do that underside movement for Shia as well. That used to be the movement for Shia before people started trying to do box rollout. But the added time save from box rollout gives you just enough room to do the standard elevator movement with Shia. But I think some runners actually still do go for Shia just with the underside elevator movement. Oh yeah, Taviskov also has a good point. If you don't do the fast switch press, it's also really, really tight without. So m0m0 delivering that baby penguin. Cartoon just going to be right behind. Here we go. Going on into sky jump as m0m0 heads back in, probably for wall kicks. Probably going to be seeing a CCM 18 order from both of these guys. Not expecting anyone to try a double plus out. And m0m0 going to go ahead and go on in for the slide skip, confirming CCM 18. Cartoon, meanwhile, nice sky jump as well. Oh, m0m0 with a very nice moonwalk. Very speedy. Here we go. All right. Let's see if m0m0, I think, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think he, okay, no. I was thinking that he saves wall kicks will work for last. And m0m0 going for the most basic form of wall kicks will work against CartoonBuffoon going for the more advanced setup there. And you can kind of see just how much faster the more advanced setup is. m0m0 not even going for the rollout start to that beginner setup. Just doing the standard run and then jump and kick. That's as basic as it gets. I mean, if you feel like the advanced movement is inconsistent for you, I really feel like doing the mash for the short wall kick is a much more viable, much better option than going for this beginner movement. Because as long as your backup excuse me, as long as your backup movement is clean, you'll be able to save even a little bit of time on that beginner movement anyway. m0m0 taking a bit of a spill on the start to his coin gathering here. Didn't grab the safety red either, so can only miss one coin on the slide. Also, thanks so much, guys. Those comments mean a lot. Cartoon going on in on his slide skip. Okay, I think m0m0 still has his extra coin to go. I didn't see the jump on the arch, so I'm not sure if he missed that for... Yeah, he's got an extra coin still. Just going to do that little alley-oop and miss the second to last coin on that line. And with that, finishing with a clean 100. Very optimal star grab there. Barely waiting for the penguin to get by him. Interestingly, when Mario is in that star get animation, he can still be pushed around. So if you were to turn around instantly and do an instant long jump, there's a pretty good chance the penguin will just straight up push you off the ledge. Oh, Cartoon taking the same exact sort of bonk as m0m0. I think m0m0 actually took like more of a fall, but Cartoon took the actual spill right into the snow. But m0m0's working his way on out. Cartoon about 45 to a minute behind. Let's see how BBH goes. m0m0 going for a nice easy cam and then that quick and easy ground pound movement there. Cartoon misses his one safety on that archway. Cannot miss any... Oh, no. Okay. Let's see how well he knows his backups here. If he thinks to go for it, he can go for reds instead, and it'll only lose him about 20 extra seconds. But if he's not confident in reds, he's going to have to just take a death here and reset the slide and go back through the penguin race. That's so infuriating. And the 2 coins he missed are pretty much the 2 you're most likely to miss. Getting that full shortcut line without accidentally falling into the shortcut is so difficult. For me personally, I actually have to like move the stick without like a clear direction, just to kind of nudge Mario a little bit in the direction to be able to make sure I grab the line. It's like for me personally, the last one in the line is the one I normally miss. m0m0 with a big old bonk there. And he's taking the right-hand door, which is going to make the setup here a little bit more... Yeah, so he's going to have to kind of wait around for the boo here. He still managed to get the slide kill. Okay, nice. I think Cartoon might just be done. This is longer than Rage Pause material. I think he's done. Oh, man. I think that's it from him. Oh, jeez. I know it's so cliche, but you really hate to see it. And yeah, he re-entered. That's one of the many stars in the game that if you don't enter on the later star selection, it won't have a certain actor or a certain bit of geometry. And so in this case, like the penguin just wasn't there for him to race. He would have had to take another death that would have taken a pretty long time. But looks like m0m0 is just going to keep on trucking right through. Going to go ahead and finish out this run for y'all. So let's see what he can do with it. Plus attempt. Oh, doesn't get the jump out though, so just throwing the bomb away. First backup, he's going to be using probably, let's see. Yeah, he's going to just use shiny top there. You mainly see that Talon backup being used if you fail the re-grab itself, because the timing on that pretty well works out as the Talon bird will be right on top of the pyramid. Let's see, the standard plus, tried and true, no Tama action from him today. Looks a little close to the fence, but he's making it work. Hits the danger box, but no matter. And he's right on through. That will be a minus 15 point because he forfeited before m0m0 finished. If he forfeited after m0m0 finished, it would just be a 0. But because he forfeited now, it's minus 15. So really unfortunate. He was already somewhat hurting for points, and there's not a whole lot of races left before we go into playoff contention. m0m0 missing the Fly Guy. Fly Guy just has it out for him. The backup here, though, a little bit of a risky backup, but it works for him. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly true. But I can also definitely sympathize with the mindset of just not wanting to play anymore. At a certain point, you get so tilted that you just don't want to play the game. And it's unfortunate, and it's something that... it's a part of mentality that can definitely be worked on. But if you don't have it in the moment, you don't have it. So m0m0 going for this nice, comfy order here where he starts with reds. A few stages, this one obviously included, you have to deal with the text box at the start. And it actually can affect how you do a star in a stage. But fortunately for reds, that first long jump, you already have to delay a little bit anyway. So you can just use the text box there and just long jump pretty much as soon as you notice Mario start to move after the box. And you'll get the long jump every single time. So I really like this order to go ahead and do reds first. Hot log rolling is also a really nice candidate for going first. If you try to do any of the volcano starts first, I feel like that's where things can get really messy. Because if you delay that first kick just a little bit too long, you won't even have the opportunity for the rollout. Very nice hot log rolling from m0m0, not involving any logs or hopefully any heat. And I don't know, this whole arena must be exceptionally hot since it's like all filled with lava. I'm pretty sure like you can't get within like a pretty good number of feet of a large plane of lava since it's constantly radiating heat. Nice side flip bully kill there. I mean, the lava's obviously very, very hot since the bully melts instantly. I don't see how Mario isn't like literally catching on fire. I mean, did these guys never play Breath of the Wild when they were developing this game? I mean, come on. You would suffocate from the fumes. Yeah, it's not an environment conducive to human life. Or any life for that matter. And moreover, how is Mr. I an enemy here? Multiple times over. Like wouldn't he dry out? Wouldn't it become like Mr. just small bit of dried organic matter? Like I don't think an I could survive there. And there's two of them. How do we know it's lava? Could be pasta sauce. Look, if you're making pasta sauce that melts steel, there's a problem. Mario's pants contain asbestos. Yeah, probably. That must be it. I mean, like, they do tell you it's lethal, but you're still expected to get 7 stars in here. It can't be that lethal. And I mean, you hop right into an active volcano, too. It don't make no sense. It just doesn't make sense. Lava boost attempt from m0m0. Long jump setup. And it's good. He's coming in a little bit too far to the left. I was afraid he was going to be in danger of getting the bully to knock him right off the side. It could just be a very deep pasta sauce in the bum I'm just saying. See, I think you're right on the money with that one. I think that one makes the most sense. Also, who would want that painting in their house? Like, could you imagine coming home at night, you know, it's all dark inside, you turn a light on, and the first thing you see is just that flame with a sinister grin staring back at you? Like, Princess Peach has some weird taste in art. Yeah, with this win, m0m0's going to be pushed all the way into second place with a full 90 points. Those later races might shake up the standings a little bit more, but I think he's pretty well projected himself up a place or two with this race. Was that the reverse pro Ikori Shia backwards boost? I have to apologize for confusing everyone with thinking that there were 2 types of pro boost. Maybe that's why it's in the basement, so no one has to look at it. Yeah, it's probably a super expensive painting, super valuable. But why would it be mounted? Why wouldn't it be like in storage or something? m0m0 deep into the depths of dire docks now. We'll just make fun of you until it's a meme. Okay, I mean that's part of the job description. Note, must have thick skin. Must be able to handle criticism. Yeah, that must be it. Mario must be able to just have the mental fortitude to deal with the extreme heat, knowing he's just going to be swimming around for the next 3 minutes. Gaming, that forfeit means that m0m0 takes the win here. And because CartoonBuffoon forfeited so early in the race, that means that Cartoon is also going to take a minus 15 points. You thought the paintings were put in by Bowser with the power of the stars he stole? You know, I don't think it ever says that in game, but that makes so much more sense than anything I've ever thought of. Maybe Toad painted it and Peach felt bad. Yeah, it's like hanging your kids' crayon drawings that look like some type of Rorschach test on your refrigerator. You explained earlier that the inside of the castle is enchanted, and that's why the windows don't match up. Yeah, I mean, she says the power of the stars is restored to the castle, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, why would Bowser even give Mario a way to get all the stars if it was a true kidnapping, if he really didn't want to give Princess Peach back? Because if you think about it, all Mario really has to do is just all Bowser really has to do is just destroy the painting, put all 70 stars in one painting, and then just destroy the painting. It's a done deal then. Like Bowser wouldn't be able to take control of anything at that point. Here we go! Stars too strong. Yeah, I could see that. See, I don't think Bowser purposely wants to sabotage himself. I think that Princess Peach is paying him to stage a fake kidnapping. I've said it before. It's been a while since we brought this up. I'm saying it again. I'm going to hold saying it, though, until m0m0 gets out of this fire sea, though. He's got some pretty good movement towards Lava Boost so far. Oh, yeah, that didn't activate the elevator. I think Lava Boost is out of the question now. He can still make early Ellies, though, if he's got pretty confident movement up the elevators. Which I personally think that's some of the hardest movement in this stage, is trying to make up early Ellies without Lava Boost. Lava Boost makes early Ellies just completely easy. Obviously, the initial movement is much harder to get Lava Boost, but that side flip has to be at a fairly precise angle. You have to maintain your speed and jump and dive in the right spots. Looks like he didn't need to. He was still pretty comfortable on the cycle. Still had a pretty decent amount of time to spare there. He's gonna have to take the bad ending since he didn't get early Ellies. And the triple jump dive for m0m0 to go ahead and grab the star. Oh man, Chad is coming in hot with this lore right now. Paper Mario TTYD is plot is the best. I can agree with that. TTYD is the best story of any Mario game, I feel like. Bowser just liked to play fair. He's a good dad. I don't know if this is playing fair, really. Did Bowser ever display basic intelligence? I mean, he constructs some pretty decent sentences. Like they're not full of grammatical errors or anything like that. I mean, he seems foolish since he says things like, "You won't be able to spin me around by the tail." Like, we probably would never have even thought to spin him by the tail if he hadn't said that. He has good haikus. Cartoon just didn't get a great start to the race. He missed bomb clip twice, which I think started his tilt. Had a few issues in womps. And then the thing that really topped it off was he missed too many coins on CCM 18 route. And when he tried to go back for Penguin Race, he just he selected the wrong star, so the penguin didn't spawn. Is Bowser really that bad of a guy, or is he misunderstood? I mean, he's kidnapping people, and he's not given a clear reason for it. I feel like the biggest evidence of Bowser just being a bad dude is from Super Mario Sunshine, where Bowser Jr. says that Bowser told him that Peach is actually his mom and that Mario keeps kidnapping her. Like, that's a low blow. That's just shady. Bowser's a lizard. He's a turtle. There's a difference. I think they're different in the animal kingdom. I mean, they're both reptiles, but I think they're more different than, like, a lizard and a Komodo dragon. Turtle... Wait, is that, like, scientifically true? Is that a thing? Like, are turtles technically lizards? I actually don't know. That's gonna blow my mind if that's actually true. Someone bring up the, like, Wikipedia article. Yeah, I know turtles are reptiles, but, like, I don't know if... okay, I'm just an idiot. Commentator, very gullible. Will probably check the ceiling if you ask him to. Here we go! look down. Look, I have to look down at chat. Weren't turtles able to return to their birthplace after years to procreate at the same location? That's, I mean, maybe. Have I heard? I have not heard of Cole's Law. Oh, I hate you. I hate. Oh my God. How did I literally. I told you I'm gullible. I told you. I told you. Just commentator getting completely bodied by chat. m0m0 already working his way all the way through Wet Dry World with hardly any commentary. Just because commentator is such a gullible man. Let's see how this elevator star goes. This is one of the more difficult ones to get consistent in Wet Dry World. Fortunately, you do have a lot of room to make mistakes without the elevator going all the way back up on you, but you can lose some pretty significant time here. And m0m0 actually going to the left of that cage opening there, that recenters the camera a bit, which makes the wall kick angle a lot easier to get. I'm not falling for that Ace Attorney. I've had 5 friends die to Ligma. I'm not gonna fall for that. Yeah, I think Mario's just having a fever dream while he's in a coma. Like, I think at some point his adventures were actually real, and then at some point he hit a wall just a little bit too hard. And the rest of this is just a fever dream. m0m0 getting a very, very nice top of the town as well. Taking some pretty comfy movement. Didn't go for any of the triple jump awning wall kicks or anything like that. m0m0 now headed into Tiny Huge Island. Or more accurately, the Horrible Island. Going for the more advanced route for secrets. There's a simpler route that you can do that has a much easier ending, but this route saves a decent chunk of time. Not sure exactly how much. But m0m0 pulling off that advanced movement very cleanly. Didn't really have any sort of issues as far as I saw. Let's go ahead and see how the top of the island star goes for him. The star can be a little bit tricky. The geometry of the stage kind of fights against you a little bit here. But very, very clean. Nice camera angle, so he just was able to go dead on into the pipe. Not going for the mountain clip movement here, but instead taking that very nice slope jump to get himself up there a little bit faster. Green and brown big piece of garbage is what you call it. I mean, I agree, but at the same time, that's a little too long for a stage name. Yeah, but think of what Luigi had to fight for to get all that money. Like, Luigi's deathly afraid of ghosts, and he had to capture like 28 of them or something, and then he had to kill like hundreds more. Like, Luigi probably lost 10 years of his lifespan in that mansion just from all of the fright and everything he went through. m0m0 done with THI now, moving on to a much better stage, a much better island in the sky, the tall, tall mountain. But first, a quick word from our sponsor, Toad. Hi there, did you know that you can jump in different parts of the Wet Dry World painting and it'll change the amount of water? Save us, Mario. We're in pain. Going right on in. Let's see what he starts out with here. Going ahead and moving into the mountain clip stars first. Interesting camera angle. You don't see very many people go for a C-down camera there. But it seems to work well for m0m0. Nice log wall kick. Gets a firstie, so he's going to have to readjust just a little bit on the platform. He's going to have to take some kicks up. Going for the wall kick ending here, and it's very clean. No double wall kick. Speaking of sponsor, heard of Onyx? Well, my friend, you're in luck because with that chat message, I can comfortably say segue into talking about Onyx, which is a service you can use to end up getting a free sub. Here's how it works. You go to that Onyx link that you can find with !Onyx, and you're able to sign in on an app on your phone that once you play a couple games on your phone, such as Golf Clash or World of Warships, you'll end up having some better luck than m0m0 with that log wall kick, and you'll earn Onyx, which with 500 Onyx, you can get a free subscription to your favorite Twitch channel. Check them out at onyx.tv/speedrun. More games getting added all the time. I believe Diner Dash is an Onyx supported game now. Not exactly sure. Commentator not completely up to date on all the Onyx shenanigans. If you want to sub, super bad, but you just don't have that extra $5 right now. Totally understandable. Just play these games on your phone for a bit. m0m0 again missing the log wall kick. Just a little bit too high, so the log attempted to give him a ledge grab, but due to the angle, the ledge grab would not take. So he's going to go ahead and do reds as a backup, but after this, he needs this last mountain clip to work. Or, sorry, log wall kick.
Here we go!
All right. It's do or die time for m0m0. He's going to be taking some massive time loss if he's not able to get this log wall kick this time around. He might actually just play it safe and move over onto the just long jump movement. He doesn't quite clip all the way through that body of water like he wants to. Optimally, the way you want that mountain clip to go is, yeah, he's just going to do that standard log long jump. Say that 5 times fast. And just go ahead and close out this star very, very comfortably. But in this game, when you land in a body of water, it puts Mario on the surface and then calculates how far down he should go into the water based on his speed. So if you do the mountain clip and barely graze the edge of the first body of water and then get pushed into the second, the first body of water snaps you to the top, but before it can apply that downwards momentum all the way, you go to the second body of water and you have virtually no speed, so you're already at the top of the body of water. So it'll save like 1 or 2 swims depending on exactly how close you land to the side like that. m0m0 with a nice breeze star. Let's see how Snowman's Land goes for him. SS Antguz. Sorry, I probably mispronounced that a lot. Sorry. The forfeit will cost him 15 points, and m0m0 will automatically make the full 90 as if he won by more than 15 or more than 5 minutes. And the reason he forfeited was just he was extremely tilted from early game mistakes. All right. m0m0 had a little bit of trouble getting that roll from the Freezing Pond star, but he's able to get it in the end with just a little bit of time loss. Not too long.
Here we go!
God, Red Queen Anya is just going hard into this Mario lore stuff. You might want to write some fanfic for Mario. I mean, the fan fiction community probably wants a perspective that doesn't involve a bunch of very gross things. And this actually sounds pretty interesting. I mean, granted, the "it was all a dream" storyline has been done a lot in movies and TV and such, but I feel like for a game like this, it fits. m0m0 going for the slide jump movement on Snowman's big head, but not quite able to make it connect. Just had, I think, a little bit of a weird angle to his slide, so the angle of the wall kick just wasn't going to work out. The cartoon is going to get negative 15 points, so he's actually losing points from this match. All right, now let's see. Chill with the bully here. If this is the way that you chill with your friends, I think you need to reevaluate your chill strats. m0m0 going to go ahead and take a dip into the water with the bully. So I think that's actually a little bit more adequate of a chill method. You know, if you're going to subject your friend to pain, just go into it as well. It's the reason people watch crappy movies, right? That's very true, Red. m0m0 going to exit course now and head on down to Hazy Maze Cave. where we're also going to get another really nice look at that LLL painting again, if anyone wanted to see that fire grinning at them. Illuminati, if the rule set doesn't currently account for that, more than likely, if that ever happened, the rules would be rewritten to account for that, and that would count as a 15-point loss forfeit. Because in essence, it's the same thing. You're not still trying to run at that point. I don't have the rules right in front of me, though, so I can't say whether or not that would actually be allowed or not. And so m0m0 now working his way into Hazy Maze Cave. Oh! Misses that triple box jump there. If m0m0 also forfeited, the race would likely just be rescheduled at that point. I really have no idea. He might also just take the points because he forfeited later. Y'all are getting into some pretty severe edge cases now. Now let's see if m0m0's triple box jump works out well this time around. He's got the initial movement good, and he's got the jump. Very, very nice. There's a world of precision to that strat that you don't even really get to see. Even though there's no ceiling, the walls in that room that you're having to jump over are very, very high. So you have to hold neutral on the stick immediately once you end up getting the triple jump to come out. Otherwise, you'll end up with too much speed and you'll hit the wall before you get enough height to cross over it. And then once you're over the wall, the death plane outside of the wall extends in kind of a weird way. And so you have to do some particular stick movement to end up not actually hitting that death plane. So with that, m0m0 just has one more star to grab, and he'll be on his way up into the tip top of the castle. What if your arms fall off and you're out of crazy glue and you cannot finish? What even? At that point, you have bigger problems than trying to finish a game of Mario. All right, so now m0m0 heading on up to Tippy, the tip top of the castle. Final 2 stages in this run. He's going to grab 4 stars from Rainbow Ride and all 7 from TTC. And to top it all off, get 1 final star from Toad. How often are you guys losing your arms exactly? Runner's asking the real questions. If your arms fall off, you play with your feet. Okay, Pity. Nice triple jump for the stage entry here. Okay, m0m0's likely going to be going first for Lakitu bounce. This is a decent contender for the hardest star in this run, and m0m0 doesn't quite get the triple to come out. I think he just held the double a little bit too long, so he just lands right on the ledge of the platform. No chance at getting a jump. Let's try this again. You could see him kind of grinning and laughing that off. That mistake happens to everyone. Fortunately, it's not that much time loss. He's got kind of a... Okay. I thought his angle was a little bit too steep for the wall kick to come out, but it ended up working out. And you gotta wonder what the devs were thinking when they put that wooden plank there. It doesn't quite make sense for that wooden plank and that pole to be there, unless they wanted you to try getting up there with that Lakitu somehow, but... With that particular intro movement, the way the Lakitu moves around Mario, it will always be in the same position every time. And so you're able to do that triple jump and a wall kick to land on top of the Lakitu and use that height and the extra momentum to land on top of that wooden panel. So really nice stuff. Basically first attempt for m0m0. We're just not going to count that very first attempt. And a nice start to Reds. That wall kick from just that single jump there is a little bit difficult. For a beginner strat, you can do a triple jump as you're going up towards the maze and do a wall kick off of the platform that first red is on.
Here we go!
You know, feeds after midnight, there have been people that have done a 16-star run with their feet before. Okay, so m0m0's got reds out of the way. Now, let's see if he goes for tricky first or for swinging first. It looks like tricky. Oh, misses the wall kick, though. Is there a time limit to finish the game in this tournament? If both runners are... So, an average run of this game should take somewhere under 55 minutes. Especially, like, at this level and at the Division 1 level. If the players end up, like, if one of them makes a bunch of really awful mistakes and they're going towards the hour mark, then more than likely the other player is playing decently enough that there's a 5-minute plus difference between the two, which would mean that the player that would be at a pace to finish over an hour doesn't have a chance to get points. So once the other player finishes, they can just go ahead and forfeit, and there's no penalty to them. They wouldn't be able to make any points anyway. Now, if both players were in that position, I don't believe that's happened before, but if it were to happen, I believe all that would happen is just the next match would be slightly delayed.
Here we go!
m0m0 now has all of the Rainbow Ride stars under his belt. Swinging was a little bit uncomfortable for him, but he's able to make it work. Takes the bonk there. He's going to go ahead and go for early toad now if he wasn't doing it before. The pretty well easiest way of like dealing with Toad and TTC here, because you got to remember TTC is always cycling through this hand position here. You see m0m0 having to wait for the hand position to go back towards fast clock. So there are 4 potential positions that hand can be in that determine the speed that the clock parts are moving in. Either slow, fast, random, or... Oh! m0m0 taking a pretty big fall there, but he was able to get a hand. You can see he's like, well, I'm okay with that. I only lost like 4 or 5 seconds there. Okay, this race is pre-recorded, but the way it was pre-recorded was the exact same way that we'd handle a live race. They both sat down at the same time, started their timers at the same time, and just did a no reset run, like, against each other. Like, there's no difference in the way the race itself was actually conducted.
Here we go!
So, I mean, I guess that could somehow be possible. I don't think there's... Because, I mean, the whole purpose of pre-recorded matches is that you can't fit yourself into a time slot during our live time slots. So, like there really wouldn't be a way for another runner to... Or another pair of runners to have their race pre-recorded during a current race to be shown later on that day. Like, at that point, why not show their race live and show the existing pre-record later on that day? m0m0's making some pretty decent progress here in TTC. Going on in on time stop. Let's see what star he goes for now. Likely, okay, he's heading on in for 100 coin now. This, I feel, is personally the hardest star in the game. If you don't agree, I think it certainly deserves to be a contender for hardest star in the game. It's the most movement intense 100 coin in this route. I say in the game, I really mean in 70 star. There are definitely other harder stars in 120. But, like it's so movement intensive all the way through. It's about the length of the other 100 coins, specifically like Womps and Wet Dry World 100, but the movement here is so much more precise and mistakes so much more punishing. This wall kick right here could easily end the attempt and cause you to lose 30 plus seconds. Right there, if you get too early of a frame wall kick there, you could fall off the edge or have to take that ledge grab like m0m0 just did. In particular, where he's at now is pretty well the danger zone. Any big mistake here can cause massive time loss, if not just a straight up death. So m0m0 going on in now. That jump right there going down towards that island for the second to last coin box is probably one of the most anxiety-inducing jumps in this game because you're very likely to hit an invisible wall there. One of the slight flaws with TTC's construction is a couple of the elements lower down in the clock have a ceiling type texture where it's a texture facing down towards Mario like a ceiling would. but that ceiling does not have a floor over it. And as part of the game's attempt to prevent you from going through any random ceiling, the game has a hard rule that you cannot go over an unbounded ceiling, meaning you can't go over a ceiling without a floor over said ceiling. So in that particular spot that m0m0 jumped from, there's a high potential that you'll accidentally pass over one of those tiny, tiny places where there happens to be an unbounded ceiling, and you'll get an effect that looks like you just hit nothing in midair, or an invisible wall. There isn't technically an invisible wall placed there, but it has the same effect. But fortunately, m0m0 not having to deal with that. And so now, just having to clean up one final star in TTC, and he'll be moving right on along to bits to finish out this run. And a pretty decently paced run. He's looking at probably a 52, maybe a 53. Ooh, the nice side flip wall kick there. A lot of the time you see people go for a triple jump to make their way up onto that next platform. But nice comfy reds for m0m0.
Here we go!
So, all right, m0m0's got his 70 stars. He is now able to traverse the endless staircase. Doesn't need to take 24 hours to walk up it. Shout out to Veda. And so he's going to be headed into the final stage of the game. To be honest, as far as difficulty goes, it's a little bit of an anticlimax. The stage is definitely the easiest of the 3 Bowser stages you have to do in this run, owing mainly to the fact that you don't have to do reds here. That nice double jump there. If you have enough speed, you can make it so that Mario won't ledge grab when he crosses that platform. And so you can get a quick little double jump out of there and maintain a lot of speed. Tries to go a little bit too fast, and so ends up bonking on the elevator platform, has to take this pole wall kick back up. The triple should be good. Oh, doesn't get the double jump to come out, so he's just going to have to kick his way up the slope. And so now, m0m0 heading on for standing left side, it looks like. Going to line himself up. The wall kick is good. Getting himself over onto the other side of the awning there. And so now he just has to deal with these elevators and then throw the Koopa Man 3 times, and he is good to go with those 90 points. All right. Here we go. Get your guesses on throws in chat. I think it'll be a 3-throw fight. I don't see m0m0 missing these throws. He's going with a kind of interesting bomb order here, likely to make one of the final throws easier on himself. Very nice second throw, very easy, nice and close to Bowser. You can even, depending on where throws a little bit too early. That's going to be a 4 throw at least. But depending on where exactly Bowser lands and where the next bomb is, you can even use some of these lines on the ground as a visual cue potentially. 4 throws. GG. m0m0's going to be finishing this run out with a 52.0x, probably a 52.03 or so. Not a bad time at all. A 52.01. GG's to m0m0, making all 90 of those points. Unfortunate with CartoonBuffoon trying to take that forfeit there. But just goes to show, I mean, working on mentality is super important. Once you start tilting and you don't have a way of even slightly reducing it, it can result in some pretty drastic fails. But don't go anywhere yet, folks. We've got another race coming up right after this in about 5 minutes. Pete versus Super Viper. And after that, the last Mario race of the day, SM64 versus JJ-SRL. Both of these should be some pretty nice matchups. I think these guys are fairly close to the standings, so you don't want to go anywhere. But for now, I'm Electric. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Peace, guys. We'll be right back.